Check 1 2. Testing audio. Check 1 2. Alright, sounds good. Alright, I'm going to try something new tonight. We're trying for a low latency mode. And just a slight lower bit rate for streaming here, 4,000 bit rate in Streamlabs OBS. So tonight, welcome everybody. We're going to be talking about the new Headrush ReValver and what it entails, and just get into some details about this thing. Kind of excited about it, I don't know. I've had a little look at it and kind of excited about it. And we're going to be talking about that tonight. If you're curious, I actually did a video on Headrush Prime a few months back, and the link to that is in the description below. You can check that out. And there's some predictions that I made, and we're going to go over some of those predictions tonight about if I had some of these right, and some of these things were different than what I predicted. But I'm excited to be on here again. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. And I've been wanting to do one of these for a while, especially this one. I just had to do a little bit of research on it. It was supposed to be released, Headrush ReValver 5 was supposed to be released in the spring of 2023, but they finally got around to it, and it has been released as of a couple weeks ago, I think now. So around the 1st of December or so is when it was released. And so let's get right on into it. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel, if you're interested in this content, please like and subscribe. And make sure to click the notification bell so that you can be notified when live streams like this go live, because I hardly ever announce these things. And but that's because of the fact that I never know when I'll get the time to do them. So that's exactly why I'm doing this. So let me go ahead real quick and copy this link and go ahead and post it to the Twitter tweet that I have loaded up here, so that I can go ahead and let everybody know what's going on with this. And don't think it's going to load my thumbnail, so I'm going to go ahead and upload that as well. And it will be just a second. Please bear with me here. As far as I know, everything is looking good. That's what I'm looking for. I think the stream's doing pretty good. Let me check one more time, make sure everything's looking all right. Looks like the signal's doing all right. All right, good deal. I hear myself, and hopefully there's not a whole lot of lag. I really hope so. It says excellent condition. So let's go ahead and kind of share my screen to see what's going on with all this. Let me get everything ready here. All right. When you go to the Headrush website, you will have to go to this website, and this website is also in the link description below. Okay, so you can check that out, revalver.headrushfx.com, the letter F and X at the end of that. So here's what we're seeing whenever we go there. ReValver, okay, it doesn't say ReValver 5, but if you remember, and if you look at the video previously about ReValver, where I talk about the Headrush Prime, you will see the previous website that was showing ReValver 5 is coming, basically in spring 2023. So here's what we have. We have the pricing that will come later. We have the menu here, different things, store, download, different things like that. Let's scroll through here and see what we got. The Ultimate Amp Modeling Software. Okay, so it's a best-in-class amp tone at your fingertips, basically. Whether you're working in commercial studio or home-based hit factory or rocking the stage with Headrush hardware, ReValver has the tone tools you need. That's clue number one. It mentioned Headrush hardware, okay? I'm also going to kind of show you, I'm going to showcase this against ReValver 4. Now, on the bottom of my screen here, we have ReValver 5, which I like the new icon. It's just called ReValver now, but it's ReValver 5. And this is ReValver 4. We're going to kind of compare and contrast some of these, okay? And here's some just different screenshots. We have kind of a look at the amp and the setup here, and it looks very similar to Headrush 4. I mean to ReValver 4, but it's a little bit more of a modern, updated, and brand coinciding look with the colors and everything. So we have Headrush amps, very interesting there. Talk about some of that. And that's the Soldano amp. Some more Headrush amps here. Cabinet modeling, microphone modeling, placement of the microphone on the speaker. Different things here we'll talk about. And some different effects here. Now, a while back, and I will try to remember to put these links as well, I also did a ReValver 4, and it was talking about I think it's like the basis of tone, something like that. I did 2 videos on that, and there's a lot of detail in that. I'm not going to go over a lot of tutorials and things like that in this video, but if you want to see more in-depth features of ReValver 4, which should kind of translate well to ReValver 5, definitely check out that video as well. And I'll probably try to leave a link to that as well in the description. Okay, so we have some PV amps. Just a little background here. If you're not familiar with ReValver, it was originally launched by PV, and they had a bunch of their signature amps in here. The Triple X was in here. The 6505 was in here. The 6505 Plus. I think the Eddie Van Halen 5150 was in here, maybe. A bunch of different ones. There's some, I think it's called Buddha amps, something like the purple ones. There's some other amps in here we'll get into. But that's basically, here's your effects rack at the end. Your effects rack. So you have the stomps going at the end. You have your amps and the cabinets, and then you have your effects basically on the rack going out to your output. And some different compressors and different things like that they've kept from ReValver 4. Alright, let's scroll on down. Discover ReValver in action. You can play this video if you want to. I'm not going to do that here, but it has a video to play. Okay, so I'll get ReValver free, then add what you need. You can get started for free. Okay, so let's see what free will give you if I click that. But it says whether you're on a PC or Mac or want to use ReValver standalone version or the plug-in in your favorite DAW. That's a good thing. It comes as both a standalone and you can load it in your DAW. It costs you nothing. The ReValver online installer ships with world-class guitar amp stomp affected proprietary ACT or audio cloning technology. Instrument models, maybe all you will ever need. Okay, so it comes with these different models, this different technology, which we talked about in the previous ReValver, Headrush Prime pedal. Okay, so let's look at see what the free will give you here. ReValver's free. You can get started. Here's the ones that are included for free. You got a PV Valve King 2. You've got the Light Green, which is a version of the Tube Screamer. You got a Tremolo, a C-Verb Light. You've got a custom light amp here by PV. You got some RIR and RIR2 impulse responses, cabinet modules. I don't know what the first R is for. You got a splitter, which is very cool. It basically gives you this stereo widening effect. And you also have some ACT instruments, amp cloning technology instruments. So not only can they clone the amp, but they have cloned instruments for you to use, like different kinds of guitars, Strat, Telly, all these different name brands, Les Pauls, and all this other stuff. So that's what you get for free. It's free to download, and you get all these models that you can start for free, kind of see what's going on. Okay, you can get it free for life. It says, all right, for that. What can you do with free? A lot. You can get rock. You can do blues. You can do country. You can do metal. Once again, you can click on all these to hear some examples, and to get there, just scroll down to where it says get ReValver free, then add what you need and get started for free, and that will bring this up. Okay, it needs to be locked to a USB device to activate the license. Any USB device will work. This can be, amongst others, a memory stick, an audio interface, I didn't realize that, or a USB hard drive. Okay, so different USB things that you can lock it to. It doesn't affect the function of those things. It's just something that basically makes a digital fingerprint so that he can recognize that you in fact do own the license to it. And that's mainly for when you purchase things. It can link your account back to what you've purchased and allow you to download those things if you need to. Okay, it's only 500 megs of disk space, which is not bad. Here's your technical requirements. You can download it now. You can look at the different bundles, and there's a store there we might go to here in a little while. Probably will go to. So let's see what kind of pricing we have on this. All right. So we have a starter, a standard, a Headrush, and a producer. Now, I myself purchased, and I found out about PV ReValver in the first place. It's what it's PV when it was PV ReValver. I think it was 2016, might have been 2014, when I actually purchased a PV Viper VIP 1 amp. It was a step up from the Viper amp, and I've got videos on those on my channel too as well. And with that, I got that from Sweetwater, and with that came with a copy of the producer pack of ReValver at the time, which was a $99 value. It gave you tons of amps, a lot of amps, a lot of effects, a lot of different options, tweakabilities, a lot of presets, different things like that. And to date, I've only purchased, I think, maybe 2 different amps from the ReValver store over the years, because I've not really needed anything. I wanted the Mesa Barb amp, which is basically what who endorses a lot of big names like Marcos Foley. He's endorsed by Mesa Barbara amps. And I also got a Laney Tony Iommi signature model cloned amp, okay, from ReValver. And I haven't really used either one of those because I've upgraded to different things since then. But I do have them available if I need to, which is really cool because I can reamp using all kinds of different effects and things like that. So back to our screen here. What do we get? See, there's that producer pack I was telling you about. And remember I said it was $99 back in the day. That's what it was worth. I think in the previous video of the Headrush Prime, when I mentioned the ReValver, I think I said that I found the producer pack was now like $29 because it was basically, it had changed hands several different times. I think, I want to say Epic Games had ReValver for a while, unless I'm thinking of something else. I may be thinking of something else, I don't remember. But I think I am thinking of something else, but I forget what it was called, but there was another company that bought ReValver. And so that company basically wasn't really doing much or getting much headway with ReValver, so they lowered a lot of their prices, which was cool. And I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, so let's scroll on down and see what we got here. Here's the packages, okay, what's included. Your starter pack, okay, so you get it free. If you want to start out, you can get a collection of must-have ReValver modules. Okay, you can get 12 amps, 20 stomps, 6 effects, 6 amp clones, 14 hours, 987 cab hours, wow, RIR2 cabinet modules. Okay, so a bunch of that comes with it, and you can compare what all these are, what amps do you get and all this. We may look at that here in a minute. You can get the standard bundle. You can get all the gear that made ReValver famous. These are some of the greatest amp and effects models ever made. Now, this, I do believe, is the producer pack standard, which, like I said before, it was $29. Years ago, it was $99, but then it went down to $29. Now it's $39. Okay, so they've added a little bit profit margin for that. So you get more amps, more stomps, more everything, right? You get for the Headrush package. Now, this is more of what I would use because I already own a producer pack, okay? So the producer pack was basically all their amps from PV, okay? Now it's basically still all the amps from PV, but if you go to Headrush and you already own the standard producer pack, you go to Headrush, you get all the Headrush amps, okay? Now, that is a big deal, and here's why. Because to get any Headrush product, you're going to have to spend quite a bit of change, quite a chunk of change, right? The Headrush products are $500 and up. For the new Prime, it's like maybe right on up there with Line 6 Helix, $1,700, $1,600, something like that. Then you got all these other Headrush things that have come out since the original. Now they've just released a new one, which is Headrush Core, I think is what it's called. So to get everything, you don't have to spend $1,700 or $500 or $1,000, whatever it is. You can spend $50 and get all their amps, the complete collection of Headrush amps, stomps, and effects for existing ReValver bundle customers. Just $50. That is huge because I don't have to worry about going out there and buying a Headrush now. I can try the tones out here on this, okay? Now, this, I think, released around the time of Cyber Monday, and since these deals are so good, they didn't have any kind of sale going on because the prices are so very low anyway, and I don't really know if they're going to have any sales or not for Christmas. I'm definitely going to keep my eyes out if they do, because here's another reason why I want this Headrush pack, okay? That is because these are the people that took over 11 rack, right? Basically. And so now we have basically everything 11 rack in a modern digital interface. No longer do we have to worry about the outdated software, the 11 rack editor. We don't have to worry about if you have an 11 rack, if you can reamp with 11 rack amps, because they're all in Headrush. And even they even specify that they basically recoded all the amp models, stomps, and everything. And we talked about that once again in the Headrush Prime video that you can see in the link below in the description. So basically that means I don't have to worry about my 11 rack being outdated anymore, because I can use Headrush's effects here, their amps, all their effects, everything they have, for just $50. Now when the 11 rack came out, it was $600 plus, okay? When the 11 rack came out. Now you can get everything for $50. And that is huge. That's big. I mean, that's one of the cheapest options I've ever seen for any kind of amp modeling technology that is right up there and competing with people like Line 6, Fractal, Kemper, all them people. Headrush has come on the scene, and they have, right now they're making a huge statement with this pack, I believe. So this is something that is really good, and I'm definitely looking forward to hopefully getting this myself, because then I can use all my 11 rack amps on modern devices now. And hopefully it will be that way for years to come. It will not be one of these things where 11 rack, they stop supporting the product. Headrush has gained some traction, they gained some ground, and hopefully since they continue to come out with new models of things, new hardware models, they will be supporting their products long into the future. Okay, they're running with the big dogs now, and now they're going to be able, hopefully, to support and back what they're doing. At least I hope so. If nothing else, ReValver here has been here for a while, and hopefully it's not going anywhere. They just reintroduced it, for goodness sakes, and now we have at our fingertips the whole Headrush suite for just $50. Okay, that's not on top of all these. That's Headrush exclusive. Now this doesn't include all the extra amps that were originally from the ReValver. That's the standard. If you want all the original amps and the Headrush, that's what this new producer pack is for. Okay. All right. So the new producer pack is not $99. It's $79. But the cool thing about that is it includes all the Headrush amps. So it's not just the producer pack, just including what's here in the standard like it used to be. Now it's the producer pack, including the standard and the Headrush. As you can see, this is a $40, $50, that's a $90 value already. Okay, so $90 value. Actually, it's $90. The original was $99. So you getting that for basically $20 off, or $10 off. This is basically $90 or $80 here. So you're getting that for $10 off for getting both of these. If you don't have anything by ReValver, then I would definitely start with, you can try the free one, and then if you can afford it, get the everything, get all of it, because it will, and you'll have all this stuff at your fingertips. You'll be able to reamp, you'll be able to make all these different tones that you would like to make, all this stuff. You can load your own hours, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the cool thing about the ReValver is it hosts VST plugins, third-party VST plugins, which means, and I haven't tried it yet, we may try and get into that tonight, which means, excuse me, that ReValver by Headrush now can host Helix native. Right? You can host Helix native in ReValver now. I've tried it. I've seen it load, but I haven't tried, playing through it to see what it sounds like. We may try that tonight if I can remember. That would be awesome. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and add a note about that. Let's make a quick note. I've got some notes here, and we will try this. Okay. All right. So that's in there now. And let's make myself a note about the video links for ReValver 4. Okay. All right. So going back. Check 1, 2. There we go. Okay. So that's my spiel about that. I know I'm not affiliated with 11 rack. I mean, yeah, with 11 rack or Headrush or any of that. It'd be awesome if they sent me stuff to review. I've asked them to, but that'd be cool if they did. But I'm excited to have my 11 rack tones back. And the cool thing is, I'm not sure if I can import my 11 rack settings that are saved, the digital files, into ReValver now, because it's probably a different file format, being Headrush proprietary stuff now. That would be awesome if I could import my presets from 11 rack into Headrush. I don't know if that would break it or if that would work or not. May try to do that too. Let's make a note of that. Yeah, let's make a note of that. Import 11 11 rack presets. All right, so we'll try that next. Okay, but that would be cool if I could do that. So yeah, basically what I'm saying here is, if you already own the old producer pack, which is basically standard, then you have Headrush here, $50. That's a steal of a deal. Okay, if you don't own any of this stuff and you would like to get into Headrush, then here's your best option. Okay, I don't think there's another way to do this other than get it like this, this cheap. It's definitely something to consider, especially this holiday season. You can compare bundles. Let's see what this thing says. If I click on that, what do we have here on the bundles? We're not going to go through a lot of this. Okay, here's the same thing. Here's the bundles. You can see the different amp models. Okay, all the different ones that come with producer or just Headrush or just standard. Okay, so Headrush has, let's see, 32 amps. All right, so a bunch of those are down here. All right. I love the Soldano, which SL103 channel was my favorite. The extended range, I'm not sure what that is. I do not see, and I don't know if it's in Headrush or not, but in the 11 rack, you had some of their own proprietary models. Like they would tweak an old model somehow, or tweak a existing model with new schematics and with new features, and they would call that a signature model amp. One of my favorites was based off of a Soldano, and I forgot what it's called now. I think it started with a D, but it was a really awesome amp, and it sounded great. But here we have an SLO 3-channel, which is regular Soldano. Then we have an SLO, or an SL100 extended range. To me, that would probably be their modded version. Same thing with a Lead 800. So that's a Marshall 3-channel, and then you have one that's modded, bass and a bright mod switch. Okay, so there's all these that have been, changed a little bit. So my guess is that's the same amps as the 11 rack used for their signature proprietary amp. So that's cool if they've included that. We do have the Mark II Mesa Boogie, and that's probably what the M2 is here. That's my guess. Let's see. Yeah, Buddha Super Drive is what I was thinking of earlier. Buddha. Yeah, M2 should be the Mesa Boogie Mark II amp, if I'm not mistaken. So check that out. All these things you get, obviously get everything with that, and you can compare stomps, effects, cabs, instruments, clones, all the amp clones you get, all those different things, which are really, really cool. I think the clones that you get, you actually get, you get the Mesa Bar Zero with the Headrush. So I've already got that anyway. So that's cool. That comes with it. It comes with standard, which it wasn't included before. And here's the Laney, or the Lenny now, Tony Iommi. Sorry, I may have said Tommy Emmanuel earlier. I meant Tony Iommi. Lenny TI signature, and that comes with standard Headrush and also the producer. You got some Friedman amps here. Okay, a bunch of different things, a bunch of different cloned amps. All right. So, and then down here we see that's the different shops. This is the bundles. Okay, we may come back to that. Let's go to the main side again. Let's check the chat real quick while I'm thinking about it. Nobody here on the chat? Okay. What I'll probably do is release this later in the week. Maybe. I may release it tomorrow. I don't know. Usually I don't get a lot of viewers here. A lot of people don't come 10 o'clock at night to see or anything. let me check the stream, make sure it's excellent still. I think it is. It's here. Good deal. I do believe. Let me hear myself here. Yeah. Okay, so going back to where we were at. Is it gonna? It's gonna work. Yes, good. Okay, expand ReValver with new gear. There's the store again. You can download different modules and things like that. Here's another video to watch. 5th generation amp effects modeling engine. So that's why they're going ReValver 5 for over 20 years. 20 years ReValver has been around. ReValver has set the bar for lifelike amp and effects tone and feel. Okay. We have Headrush integration now. And an innovative move, ReValver 5 and Headrush hardware now share the same core library of amps, stompbox, and effects models. Headrush hardware users can find their favorite Headrush amps and effects in ReValver and utilize them in their DAWs via ReValver's VST and AU plugins. Likewise, ReValver users can find their go-to ReValver amps and effects in the industry-leading Headrush hardware for when they want to bring their favorite tones to the stage. 2 platforms, 1 killer tone library. So it's not saying that you can. I don't think it is. Let's check this out. Let's read this again. ReValver users. Likewise, ReValver users can find their go-to ReValver amps and effects in the industry-leading hardware for when. So basically, I don't think it's saying that Headrush, that you can save your tones onto Headrush and go back and forth. You might be able to, but what it's saying here is basically the same amps are on both things now, both platforms, the modeler, the hardware, and now the software plugin unit. I think that's what it's saying. Here's your official PV and Buddha models, including different cabs and things like that. PV 6505, 6505 Plus, and they are the most faithful reproduction of the famed 5150 on the market. Okay. So we have ACT audio cloning technology. Not only takes ReValver's cabinet modeling and EQ matching to the next level, but also allows user to mold and shape the sound of the guitar itself, cloning the sound and characteristics of other instruments such as acoustics, folk instruments, and even other electric guitar pickup combinations. So that's pretty cool. Basically, you can model different guitars, different instruments, different guitar pickups. That's pretty cool. Okay, you got cabinet modeling. If you have go-to third-party impulse responses, you can load them. You can unprecedented tweakability. Now, this is one reason why ReValver was popular, and that's why it's called ReValver, because you can change the valves. You can completely redo them. You can change the tubes. You can change the schematics of even the effects pedals. Everything pretty much is tweakable. So if you want like Axe Effects level tweakability for a lot cheaper, ReValver is your product to check out. Okay. Be heard, third-party plugin hosting. Okay, do you have audio go-to plugins you can't live without? Add your favorite effects and stompbox plugins, or even use third-party amp sim modules with the ReValver's advanced cabinet modeling. When it comes to expandability, the sky's the limit. So I could take, in theory, like I said, I haven't tried this yet, and we'll probably try this in a little bit. In theory, I could take my Helix amps from Helix Native and disable the cabinet modeling and use ReValver's cabinet modeling, or vice versa. I could use, well, not vice versa, because of the input chain, the way that works. You would have to use, you can't, in other words, you can't use Headrush amps and then Helix cabs, because the input wouldn't work that way. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but that's basically what it means, to the way I understand it. MIDI mapping, you can map MIDI to ReValver, so you can automate different things, or MIDI. You can make different MIDI effects and things with ReValver. Basically, virtually all parameters in ReValver modules can be controlled by MIDI. And if they can be controlled by MIDI, then they can probably be controlled as well by automation in your DAW. We may check that out. Switch stomp boxes on and off, switch channels on and off, switch channels on amplifiers, control and control effect, amp settings for limited control. So I could use my MIDI controller, MIDI commander, MIDI device and map it to ReValver if I needed to. That way I could play live from my laptop if I wanted to do that. Okay. There's also a gig mode, which allows seamless switching between presets. See, the gig mode was there before, but now it's kind of revamped a little bit. Component level modeling, and this is what we was talking about, tweaking like the valves and things. How does it simulate the sound of tube amplifiers and effects with such unrivaled accuracy? Component level modeling. Every resistor, capacitor, and tube is modeled in stunning detail with ReValver engine, and all those are changeable. They are tweakable within it. Okay, so you have some sound clips here with different demos. You can get on the mailing list if you want to. All these different testimonials and artists. Okay, so going back to, I think it was this one, where we can see the different shops. You got amp models, you got bundles, different effects you can use, instrument models, cab models. These are all things that are available in the shop. Now, once again, before you buy any of these, check the package bundles, okay, to see if any of this is included. Apparently, everything is included with the producer pack now. Okay, so let's get on into looking at it here and see what we got. That is let's see, ReValver free, I do believe. Yes, ReValver free. Let's go ahead and go back here. So let's get on into ReValver here and check it out. First, let's go ahead and open ReValver. Let's see. I'm gonna start with 4. Let me check my notes real quick to see if there's anything I missed and what else we need to kind of talk about. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and start with ReValver 4 right now. I mean, excuse me, 5. ReValver 5. And let's see. Okay, so let me just show you what's happening here. What's coming up is it's asking me about my USB that was assigned. Now, I switched to a different USB. I basically transferred my license from ReValver 4 to a different USB device so that it will recognize as something else, because I've got a huge bulky one that I ended up using and that blocks some other USB outlets, and I wanted to use something different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn the USB hub button on that it's connected to and tell it to scan again. And it's scanning, and it should recognize this. I don't see the thing lighting up. Yeah, it's on, but it's not showing that it is on. There we go. Now we got it. Let's see if we can scan again. But like I said, this is totally a fully functional USB device. I've got like an 8 gig cruiser USB thing, and now I'm hearing my voice, and I don't need to hear my voice. Check 1 2. Okay, so I've muted that. So now it recognizes it. Okay. So the cool thing is, here's what the interface now looks like. Okay, we got different presets. We can save presets. We can, whatever this is, add a new preset, like maybe one you wanted to import. Here is the gig mode. You've got the mute. You've got the tuner. You've got your shopping cart. You've got settings. You've got tap tempo. This is your input volume. This is your input. That's the input level. This will show you your input gain, your gating tuner, and your instrument modeler, different things like that. This will come in, and it shows you all the stuff that's basically pre-signal. You know, everything's going into this. So you got like a little compressor, noise gate type thing. You can adjust the hotness basically of your signal. You got a tuner, which I don't think that tuner is the same as this tuner, and it is. Okay. You've got different sound profiles for the different instruments that you can do. Record new profile, target profile, blend. I haven't checked this out yet. I'm pretty sure I've already got some profiles, but I don't know. I could profile the sound of a guitar if I want to. I'm pretty sure these came with profiles, but I don't know. Maybe it'll show up on the act. not the act, but the number 4, ReValver 4. Maybe it'll show up on that. I'm not sure. So here we go. We're going to close this out. We have our stomp boxes, our amp models and cabs, and we can also, here's the cool thing, you can have 2 different things run at the same time. You've got your A line, your B line, so I can blend amps with this. I've got different effects that I can add. Helix Native was my VST effect here that I wanted to try out. I'm going to turn that off because we don't need it. And then I've got an out which has the same things basically as the input signal chain, but there's a few other things. Like we've got a channel strip EQ here. We do have a compressor. We've got our VU meter so we can adjust our levels. And we got different chains here, chain A and chain B. And I don't know exactly what those do, but you can look at the manual. There's a user guide with this as well, which basically you can find by going to help and then user guide. Okay, you can see what all these things do. They have a different GUI. So this is the medium. This is the standard GUI. If you want it to be huge, you can do this, and it will take effect the next time you restart. If you want it to be smaller, you can do that. There's no adjusting from the side or anything down here like this. It is all through that one little GUI. Let's see. You've got all these different things that happen. Show splash on startup, shared resources, imported IRs, license folder, a bunch of different things you can check out if you need to. Once again, I can import if I want to. Let's see, where did it show that? License. Oh, it's right here. Add a new preset. I can add, permanently clear the entire preset. Basically the one you're looking at now. So let's go to some of these presets. Okay, if I just click this, it shows me everything that's included. Okay, now this ACT combo here and the Mesa Barb I bought myself. Okay. The flat heel I had before, and for some reason it wasn't loading these presets for some reason. I don't know why, but there's another flat heel here that are basically pre-made, basically presets. Okay, basically the flat heel is pretty much the Mesa Boogie, the one that Andy Timmons uses, the Lone Star, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we have different versions of these flat heel amps here. I don't know what the espresso means and the electro, the 5th mark, and all that stuff. Line Star, yeah. So this is basically their version of the Lone Star. So yeah, but anyway, all these are different presets that came with ReValver. So you have a free bank, which basically means if you have the demo mode, these are all free that you can use with that demo mode, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so I can click any of these presets and it will load everything that comes with it, and you can import your presets. You can import your own bank. So what I did was I imported some presets from ReValver 4, and everything was the same on ReValver 4 as ReValver 5 here now, except some of these were in a different order. So it's like the ReValver amp demos was down here or something like that, and Valve King was up here. You know, they're all there. I counted them and everything, and they were there. The presets were there. But for some reason, it didn't import some of the presets that I already had attached to my license. So I had to go back, export those, import those here, which wasn't a big deal. It wasn't hard to do at all. So they're all here now. I had my own presets for some reason didn't import, but now I have all my presets that I had saved here. So we can load some of those. And yeah, so here's a bunch of different ones here. There's some with no amp, which is cool because you have like a little nylon string one, which is very cool. It actually sounds very nice. So, and the cool thing is, I didn't know this, but every one of these has a little caret beside it, a little, you know, the arrow here, and you can go to that, and it shows you a description of what it is. Okay, so it's clean and darker sound with nice ambience. The idea is to emulate a nylon guitar. The ACT profiling was done on a Strato-like guitar, mid pickup. Experiment with the guitar's tone control for different results. For best results, profile your own guitar on ACT. So I can profile my own guitar too to get kind of a baseline of what my guitar sounds like. All right. So looking at this then, let's just load something up. Let's load up this factory bank is read-only. Okay, that's fine. I can make my own preset if I want to. Let me get my guitar here. And first thing, let's tune this. see what we got. All right. Now, I'll probably have to mute my microphone because I was getting a little bit of a delay there. So we're going to try this. So I'll load this up here in a second. Let's go ahead and go to the tuner. Not too finicky. And you can tell it what sound you want to have happen. So I can go, the sound's muted, I can go to clean, go to normal, and then mute is here. Okay, so that's good enough. Once again, I'm going to hear a delay, so I'll probably have to stop talking here in a minute. All right, let's see. Let's go to the preset, and let's try Mesa Barber Clean. Just double click it, it comes on, loads everything. And here's our amps.